And it's not just poor choices in enemy design that plague this game, it's bad translations. You would think that in a game that took this long to get stateside, this wouldn't be as prevalent a problem. But no, there are spelling errors, grammar gaffes, and improper word choices all over the place. This is especially noticeable in the hospital, where you'll notice that they didn't even finish translating the front doors. It only gets worse once you make your way to the doctor's office and try to fight your way through the health examination room, only to find that, sadly, the phone hang up.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And since I'm at the hospital, I'm just going to follow this path when talking about the rest of the game.
Spoiler, I'm about to ruin the rest of Resident Evil Survivor. I don't feel particularly bad about doing it either, considering you've had about 11 years to find out what happens for yourself.
In the sewer, you see a photo in Andy's office that implies you are indeed Vincent, which is backed up by a young boy named Lot seeing you and running away in fear. Once you get through the above-ground umbrella facility, you start seeing the character's memories coming back, and then there's this.
Vincent? It's me, your mother.
My mother?
Vincent, please. Listen to your mother. I want you to leave Umbrella. I want you to stop performing those terrible crimes and just come back home.
Is this really my mother?
Yes, Vincent. Did you get the care package I left you in the testing chamber?
Care package? Hold on, I'll check. When he checks out the source of the voice, he finds Lot's little sister, Lily.
What is the tape you're listening to?
I don't know. I was only listening to it because I'm so bored.
Bored? Do you even know what's going on right now? Because if you don't, then I know a couple alligators who could use a friend right now.
Lot interrupts with a baseball bat and threatens you to stay away.
Put that down. I won't harm you. I promise.
That's your cue to start walking towards him.
Liar. You'll kill me if I drop it.
Look, kid, I've got 4 different guns right now, okay? If I wanted you dead, you'd be dead by now. And unless this is Smash Brothers, your baseball bat's not gonna do a damn thing to stop me.
You spend some time chasing these little bastards around, and in the process they decide that facing you is more risky than dodging zombies, hunters, and giant black tiger spiders. This leads you to Lot's house, the only goddamn house on the entire island, where Lot told Lily to stay while he went to the factory looking for a way off the island.
Please, you have to save my brother.
Lily, you hide here. I'll go find your brother and then come back for you.
Why is Lily not running from us anymore? Never mind. I'll leave the small plot holes for the bigger ones. Like how Lot told her she'd be safe in the house when there was a goddamn zombie in the bedroom.
Thanks a lot, bro.
Now we've got to save Lot, and here's where the ridiculousness of the game really shines. You go to a ropeway station to ride into the factory where Lot went, and when you enter the car... Okay, why did the hunter jump on board? Oh wait, the hunter isn't in this shot. What happened? Did it fall off? Did it climb inside? Am I dead?
Did it just get sick of killing people and want to go for a ride?
It's just like at Disneyland.
But as soon as you get off the ropeway car... Wait! Just wait right there, pretend this is freeze tag. You can move again when I tag you! Well, that sequence was entirely pointless. Moving on. After fighting through zombies, hunters, glitching cleaners, and plants that can glitch over the wall when they die, you find Lot deep inside the factory where he finds that baseball bats aren't very effective against hunters. Huh, who would have thought? Come to think of it, how did he get this far? He didn't see a single hunter or licker along the way, yet I faced half a dozen of both on top of zombies, dogs, and Mr. X's?
It's not your fault. Vincent is the one who caused everything. Well, I mean,
You? What do you mean? You're the detective. Your name is Art Thompson.
Then why did you run away from me?
Because I'm the one that told Vincent about you.
Hello, I'm Vincent. I've been transferred to this facility to inspect it.
Nice to meet you, sir.
I know Commander Vincent. So I knew that you weren't him when I saw you.
I'm going to be perfectly candid for a moment. I am not good at pretending to be angry. I'm just not. So instead of going into nerd rage, I'm going to attempt to use all my knowledge and all my creativity to craft an expert metaphor on how catastrophically bad this plot device was. Excuse me. I've got nothing.
Rant mode activated.
So his plan was to impersonate Vincent simply by saying he's Vincent? First off, why would you impersonate Vincent? If your plan was to infiltrate the factory, you could have just as easily done it by impersonating one of the doctors or, I don't know, anyone who wasn't a highly visible, high-ranking figure on the island. How did you come up with this plan? By watching The Simpsons?
Hello, my name is Mr. Burns. I believe you have a letter for me.
Okay, Mr. Burns. What's your first name?
I don't know.
Oh, and no one questioned why Vincent suddenly went from looking like this to looking like this? I sincerely doubt that Andy was the only person on the entire island he chatted with while pretending to be Vincent. But even if he was just transferred recently, Andy went 2 months before meeting him and was clearly talking to other employees at the time. Any one of them could have looked at the photo taken of Ark and said, "That's not Vincent, you dumb pseudo-midget." And since Vincent was already there for 2 months, he couldn't possibly have just transferred like Ark said when they met.
Hello, I'm Vincent. I've been transferred to this facility to inspect it.
Oh, I didn't forget you, you little bastard. Since Lot makes it clear that he knew Ark wasn't Vincent from the moment he saw him, why does he run away? The first thing Ark says to him is, "Who are you?" So he obviously doesn't know Lot ratted him out, and since Lot knows he's a detective and not Vincent, it makes him look like a complete dumbass for not only choosing to run away from him and drag his younger sister through dozens of T-virus monstrosities, but for attacking him with the bat and saying,
You'll kill me if I drop it. I'm not stupid.
"Bullshit! You know he's not the menacing scumbag that you've been working for the entire time!"
Okay. I feel better now. But I've still seriously got...
I'm not done yet!
What the fuck?
I only stopped at that scene, but it gets even worse when the factory suddenly decides to activate its self-destruct sequence.
The self-destruction system has been activated.
Was this just a requirement they thought they had to fulfill, or could they not think of another way to end the game with a giant explosion? Who triggered the self-destruct? Vincent? Why would he blow up his own factory? Hell, in the other 2 paths, he died when he fell from the helicopter. So how does he survive the fall and manage to make it back to his headquarters before Ark can travel the equivalent of a city block? Andy wouldn't know how to activate the self-destruct sequence, since he said in his diary he just stays down there and keeps to himself. I doubt he could even log into a computer, much less figure out a self-destruct sequence.
So why did the sequence trigger? Did the leader of the cleaners do it? If so, then why would he send his agents in, then cause the factory to explode? Did he just go to Sam's Club and get juggle packs of them for $5 each so he didn't care? And why... Hold your fire! I'm a human! Alright, fine. But that's your only warning. Okay. Mr. Harlan, we need to talk. You're a Harvard graduate. Clearly you're a pretty smart guy. What the hell convinced you that voicing in this game was a good idea?
Alcohol?
Oh.
Immediately after this scene, Ark remembers everything that happened leading up to the crash, and even before he's on the island.
That's right. At the request of my friend, Leon S. Kennedy, I came here to investigate.
Huh. Strange how Leon never mentions him anymore.
And we see Ark thought it would be a good idea to snoop around Vincent's office, and of course, Vincent catches him. Thus the attempted escape via helicopter.
Yes! I'm not Vincent! I'm Ark!
You're also redundant. Moving on!
Eventually, Ark faces Tyrant stand-in Hypnos, whose Indian name is Walks in Place Threateningly. And even though he runs instead of walks, the same strategy applies here as with Mr. X. Even with this fight being in a hallway, it's not particularly difficult. Hypnos starts mutating the second Ark walks out the door to the railway station, as Ark meets up with the kids and takes the train to the helipad.
You know, Capcom, the fake-out ending doesn't work if you show that there's going to be another boss fight later.
Sure enough, Hypnos shows up again, only this time it darts around the room and jumps at you like a hunter. Eventually it mutates again, and adds a shoulder tackle and a grab attack. But the fight itself isn't very difficult because 1. Despite the factory self-destructing in 10 minutes, there's no time limit, and 2. The backup and fire strategy still works. Even when it does hit Ark though, it doesn't do as much damage as it should. See, I just got slashed twice and I'm still fine somehow. So you kill it, get in the helicopter, copy the explosion scene from Resident Evil 3, before something grabs the helicopter.
Oh my god, would you just die? This boss is like Ark saying he's Ark, it just doesn't know when to stop.
Ark has the good fortune to not only be on a helicopter equipped with missiles, but also to fire one of them when the monster is hanging from it, and hit it with another missile that somehow travels much faster than the other one to finally kill the damn thing.
What are we gonna do, mister?
Yeah, what are we gonna do?
I don't know, but don't worry. We can fly as long as we have fuel.
I never thought I'd say this about a game that only took me 1 hour 45 minutes to beat, but god damn that took forever!
How can I properly put this into words? Resident Evil Survivor sucked. However, it did introduce some new ideas in gameplay and design that, if properly implemented, could have worked like the first-person perspective and the branching paths. In truth, the game isn't over-the-top horrible. Playability was rarely ever a problem. I think the backlash against it was in part due to Capcom trying to change too much all at once, as opposed to the gradual changes made between 1, 2, and 3. I would not pull a Game Informer and list this as one of the worst horror games ever. Hell, Survivor wasn't even the worst horror game in the year 2000.
Still, this certainly wasn't one of the higher points of the Resident Evil franchise. But Capcom wouldn't let that stop them from making 2 more Survivor-style games. Actually, they made 3 more, but one of them got turned into a Dino Crisis spin-off called Dino Stalker. In summation, here's Pakun Makun to reenact Capcom and their audience reacting to the first crappy reviews of Resident Evil Survivor.
I'm sorry, I made a mistake. I know.
You're crazy!
Not crazy. Not crazy.